Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel BBC Rare Coins. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of one of America's most iconic coins, the USA 1 cent Lincoln penny. Let's start. Top 1. Coin lovers and history buffs. Today, we're going on an exciting journey into the fascinating world of rare and incredibly valuable American coins, focusing on two truly legendary pieces: the mysterious 1964 Lincoln penny and the ultra-rare script quarter dollar, a coin so unique and scarce it has been known to fetch prices as high as $66,000. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about these numismatic marvels, this video will dive deep into their history, rarity, and why they are so prized. Let's start our story with the humble Lincoln penny. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the Lincoln cent was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking away from the traditional allegorical figures used before. Since then, it has become one of the most recognizable and widely collected coins in the world. But not all Lincoln pennies are created equal. Some years, minting errors, or special experimental coins have created rare and valuable pieces that collectors dream about. And that brings us to the legendary 1964 Lincoln penny. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Officially, the U.S. Mint never released any pennies dated 1964 for circulation. The production for pennies in that year was halted as the Mint shifted focus toward producing coins for other denominations and preparing for the upcoming changes in coin compositions in the mid-1960s. However, a few 1964 Lincoln pennies are known to exist as experimental or pattern coins, pieces struck for testing dies or trial runs, not for public use. Because of their rarity and the mystery surrounding them, these 1964 pennies are considered near mythical. Very few specimens have ever been documented, and their existence is a treasure trove for numismatists. Imagine holding a coin that is almost impossible to find, a piece that bridges the gap between official mint history and secret experimentation. This rarity is what drives their incredible value. Collectors who have come across authentic 1964 Lincoln pennies have seen them sell for astronomical prices, sometimes into the six-figure range, depending on the coin's condition and provenance. The story behind these coins makes them almost priceless, with collectors willing to pay top dollar for even a glimpse of this numismatic ghost. But the Lincoln penny isn't the only coin with a jaw-dropping backstory. Enter the script quarter dollar, a coin so rare and unique it's often called the holy grail of quarters. Unlike the typical quarter we're all familiar with, this coin features a distinctive script-style engraving, which immediately sets it apart visually. The exact origins of the script quarter remain somewhat mysterious, but it's generally believed to be a special issue or possibly an experimental strike produced in very limited quantities. What truly makes the script quarter stand out is not only its rarity, but its staggering market value. Auctions and private sales have seen this quarter fetch prices around $66,000 or even higher, a remarkable figure for a 25-cent coin. This price reflects a combination of factors: the coin's scarcity, its condition, its unique design, and the intense demand among collectors. The script quarter tells a story about the art and innovation of coin design, as well as the experimental processes that the U.S. Mint has undertaken over the years. It is a reminder that even coins that seem ordinary can sometimes hold secrets and surprises that make them extraordinarily valuable. Both the 1964 Lincoln penny and the script quarter dollar show us that coins are much more than just currency. They are pieces of history, art, and culture, often containing mysteries waiting to be uncovered. They highlight the passion and dedication of collectors who tirelessly search for these rare gems, knowing that what they hold could be worth a fortune, and a place in numismatic history if you're a collector or just someone fascinated by coins. Learning about these rare pieces offers a glimpse into the world of high-value numismatics, where every detail matters, every mark tells a story, and every coin has the potential to be priceless. Before we wrap up, here are a few tips for anyone who might stumble upon a coin that looks unusual. Always have it examined by a professional numismatist. Never rush to sell without doing proper research. And remember that condition, rarity, and authenticity are key factors that drive value. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into two of America's most valuable coins, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you have any rare coins or fascinating stories about coin collecting, drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your collections growing. Who knows? Your next penny might just be worth a fortune. Top 2, where we explore the fascinating stories hidden behind the coins in your pocket. Today, we're diving into 2 legendary American coins that have captured the attention of collectors around the world: the mysterious and highly valuable 1974 Lincoln penny, and the incredibly rare script quarter dollar, a coin so scarce and unique that it's been valued at an astonishing $63,000. Let's start with the 1974 Lincoln penny. An ordinary-looking coin at first glance, but under the surface, it's a piece of numismatic history that represents a major turning point in the U.S. Mint's strategy during the 1970s. In the early 1970s, the price of copper was skyrocketing. At one point, the cost of the metal inside each penny was dangerously close to exceeding the coin's face value. That was a big problem for the U.S. Mint. It meant that producing a penny was costing more than 1 cent, which, in the world of currency, is simply not sustainable. In 1974, the Mint began experimenting with alternative materials. The result? A few extremely rare 1974 Lincoln pennies were struck not in the usual copper alloy, but in aluminum. These aluminum test coins were never meant to enter public circulation. They were struck as test pieces and handed out to a few members of Congress for feedback. But then something strange happened. Most of those aluminum pennies were supposed to be returned and destroyed, but not all of them were. A small handful of 1974 aluminum Lincoln pennies somehow disappeared. They ended up in private hands, and once collectors realized they existed, the demand for them skyrocketed. One of these coins surfaced years later, and although legal battles ensued over ownership, the mystery only added to its value. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that was never meant to exist in the wild. That's what makes the 1974 aluminum penny so special. But here's where it gets even more exciting. The 1974 Lincoln penny isn't only valuable in its aluminum form. Even some of the regular copper 1974 pennies have variants and mint errors that make them incredibly rare and highly sought after. Double dies, off-center strikes, and other rare minting errors can turn a regular-looking penny into a collector's dream worth thousands of dollars. Now, let's turn our attention to a coin that has gained a near-mythical status in collector circles: the rare script quarter dollar. This coin isn't just rare. It's nearly impossible to find. And when one surfaces, it can demand prices as high as $63,000 or more. What sets the script quarter apart is its distinctive lettering style. Unlike the standard U.S. quarters that use a bold, block-style font for inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust, the script quarter features a smooth, elegant, flowing script, a font style completely different from anything seen in regular circulation. It's believed this coin may have been part of a special minting project, a test piece, or even a presentation strike, but its origins remain somewhat shrouded in mystery. Collectors who've seen the script quarter say the difference is immediately noticeable. The script-style lettering gives the coin a more refined, artistic look, almost like it was meant for a commemorative collection or a limited release that never officially launched. This difference in design, combined with the extreme scarcity of the coin, has made it one of the most desirable quarters ever produced by the U.S. Mint. And the value? Absolutely mind-blowing. Some examples have been reported at auction or private sales to sell for up to $63,000, depending on the condition and provenance. That's right, $63,000 for a quarter. It's the kind of coin that can change someone's life, the kind of find every collector dreams about. Both the 1974 Lincoln penny and the script quarter dollar remind us of something really important. Coins are more than just small pieces of metal. They are stories. They are history. They are secrets waiting to be discovered. Whether it's the experimental aluminum penny that slipped through the cracks of the Mint's control, or a mysteriously designed quarter that somehow made its way into the hands of collectors, these coins hold tales that are as valuable as the coins themselves. If you're someone who loves to collect, always remember, check your change, look closely, and never assume a coin is worthless just because it looks ordinary. Sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones that hide in plain sight. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss a single upload. And hey, have you ever come across a strange coin in your collection? Something that made you do a double take? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and keep collecting. You never know, the next coin you find could be worth thousands. Top 3. We're going deep into the world of US coins, uncovering two pieces of American numismatic history that continue to stir excitement, mystery, and massive value among collectors. The elusive and highly valuable 1981 Lincoln penny and the incredibly rare script quarter dollar, known to have sold for up to $59,000. These aren't just coins, they're time capsules, stories, and in some cases, life-changing finds that let's kick things off with the 1981 Lincoln penny, a coin that, on the surface, might seem just like the millions of others you've seen in your change. But under the right conditions, the right era, and the right mint, the 1981 Lincoln cent becomes a powerful collector's item worth far more than 1 cent. BY 1981. The Lincoln penny had already been in circulation for over 70 years. But something interesting was happening at the US Mint behind the scenes. The cost of producing pennies using copper was becoming increasingly expensive, and the government was already making plans to switch from the traditional copper-based composition to a cheaper alternative, copper-plated zinc. That change officially happened in 1982. But 1981 was the final full year of copper cents, and that makes this year significant in the eyes of collectors. Now here's where things get really interesting. Some of the 1981 Lincoln pennies, especially those struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, are known to exist with rare die errors, including doubled dies, off-center strikes, and high-grade proof-like finishes. But the crown jewel of them all is the rumored 1981 transitional error, a Lincoln penny struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin or struck with an experimental finish. These extremely limited strikes are rarely seen and are surrounded by debate. But the few confirmed examples have been known to command serious five-figure offers from collectors willing to pay for what is essentially a modern American rarity. Imagine holding a coin from the last year of true copper cents, but with a unique error, a misplaced strike, or an experimental composition. That's what makes the 1981 penny so special. And let's not forget condition. A flawless mint-state 1981 cent with a rare error or unique strike can fetch thousands at auction. It's all about rarity, demand, and story. Now, shifting gears, let's talk about a coin that's even more mysterious, the one-of-a-kind, nearly impossible to find script quarter dollar. This coin has become legendary among numismatists for its unique font styling, limited existence, and sky-high value. We're talking about a coin that looks like a regular US quarter, until you take a closer look. The script quarter earns its name from the elegant, script-style lettering used on its design. Unlike traditional quarters that feature strong, bold, block-style text, the script quarter stands out with smooth, flowing cursive-style engravings that seem more fitting for a commemorative piece or a specially commissioned strike than a standard circulation coin. What makes it even more fascinating is that no official documentation confirms when or why these coins were made. That's right, no press release, no mint announcement, no official catalog entry. They simply appeared, quietly, and the few lucky individuals who discovered them were stunned. Was it an experimental design? A test piece? A mint error? A privately commissioned prototype? No one knows for sure, and that mystery only fuels its desirability. Now here's the part that gets collectors' hearts racing. When one of these script quarters does surface, especially in excellent condition, they've been known to sell for as much as $59,000, sometimes even higher in private deals. That's over 200,000 times its face value. It's the kind of coin that turns pocket change into treasure. And because its origins remain unclear, each script quarter dollar becomes a puzzle piece in a much larger story about the creativity and experimentation that happens behind closed doors at the US Mint. Let's also talk briefly about why these coins are so valuable. The combination of rarity, mystery, design uniqueness, and collector demand creates the perfect storm for high auction prices. The 1981 Lincoln penny represents a turning point in American coinage, the end of an era of full copper cents. And the script quarter? It's a mysterious outlier, a beautifully designed coin with no official explanation, making it irresistible to serious collectors. So, what does this mean for you? It means that every coin you come across has the potential to be more than just pocket change. The next penny or quarter you pick up could be something extraordinary. Check your coins. Look for oddities, off-center strikes, strange fonts, double images, or unusual metal colors. You might just be holding the next big discovery. And if you ever come across a coin that feels different or looks just a little off, don't ignore it. Have it checked. You never know. You might be holding a $59,000 coin without even realizing it. Coins are more than just money. They're history, art, and stories, frozen in metal and passed through generations. And the rarest ones? They're legends. Thanks for joining me today on this deep dive into two of the most intriguing coins in American history, the 1981 Lincoln penny and the mysterious script quarter dollar. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a story like this again. Have you ever found a rare or weird coin in your collection? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories and maybe even feature them in a future video. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest stories.
Top 4. We're diving deep into two of the most intriguing and valuable coins in U.S. history. The 1982 Lincoln penny, a coin with one of the most confusing and fascinating stories in American numismatics, and the incredibly rare script quarter dollar, a mysterious and elegant piece known to have sold for up to $56,000. These coins prove that sometimes the most ordinary denominations, pennies and quarters, can turn into some of the most expensive and sought-after collectibles in the world. Let's start with the 1982 Lincoln penny. On the surface, it's just another cent. Millions of people have handled one without a second thought. But what most don't know is that the 1982 penny marks a major transition point in U.S. coinage. A year of experimentation, confusion, and change at the U.S. Mint. Here's what happened. By the early 1980s, the cost of copper had risen so high that the metal in a penny was actually worth more than 1 cent. To stop losing money on every coin they produced, the U.S. Mint made a historic decision. In 1982, they began switching the penny's composition from 95% copper to copper-plated zinc, a cheaper, lighter alternative. But here's where it gets really interesting. Instead of making the change all at once, the Mint made multiple types of 1982 pennies, both in copper and zinc. They also made coins with small dates and large dates, creating a total of 7 recognized varieties of the 1982 penny. That's right, 7 different 1982 pennies, each with a slightly different appearance or metal composition. For collectors, that's a gold mine. But one variety stands out above the rest, the 1982 D small date copper penny. This coin, if genuine, is considered one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever made. Only a few examples have ever been discovered, and they weren't even found until decades after 1982. Why? Because the Denver Mint was only supposed to strike zinc pennies with the small date design. But somehow, a few copper planchets were struck instead. These coins were never meant to exist, and that makes them incredibly valuable. A verified 1982 D small date copper penny has been valued at upwards of $15,000 to $20,000, sometimes more depending on its condition. That's from 1 cent to thousands of dollars, just because of a rare minting oversight in a year full of transition and confusion. It's the kind of story that makes collectors obsess over every detail, weigh their pennies, and measure their designs down to the millimeter. And it gets better. Many people still don't know these coins exist. You could walk into a coin shop or even look through your old change jar and unknowingly have one of these valuable pennies just waiting to be discovered. Now let's shift gears to something even more elusive, the script quarter dollar. This coin is wrapped in mystery and elegance. Most quarters, as we all know, have a strong, bold, block-style font. That's the traditional look we're used to seeing with inscriptions like Liberty, In God We Trust, and the Year of Minting. But the script quarter dollar throws all that tradition out the window. Instead, this coin features beautiful, cursive-style lettering, smooth, flowing, and sophisticated, like it came from a different era or an artistic prototype. The moment you see one, you know it's not ordinary. It's a coin that looks like it was made for presentation or ceremony, not circulation. What's so fascinating is that the origin of this coin is largely unknown. No public mint records clearly explain why the script quarter was made or how many were struck. Some believe it was a test design from the mint that was never released. Others think it was a private strike or experimental die used briefly before being retired. Whatever the truth is, one fact is clear. These quarters are almost impossible to find. And when they do appear, collectors go wild. The rarity combined with the unusual design has made the script quarter a legend in the coin world. One recently sold at auction for $56,000, an astonishing amount for a 25-cent coin. But when you think about what it represents, mystery, design, history, and rarity, the price begins to make sense. Both of today's coins, the 1982 Lincoln penny and the script quarter dollar, show us that value doesn't always come in gold or silver. Sometimes, the most valuable treasures are found in the smallest denominations. It's not about the face value. It's about the story, the rarity, the history behind the coin. So what should you be looking for? If you have 1982 pennies in your collection, it's time to weigh them. Copper coins will weigh around 3.11 grams, while the newer zinc ones are lighter at 2.5 grams. If you find a 1982 D small date that weighs like copper, congratulations, you may have one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever struck. And with quarters, pay attention to the lettering. If you ever come across a quarter with smooth, elegant cursive-style writing, don't spend it. Don't toss it aside. Have it evaluated immediately. You might just be holding a $56,000 piece of American coin history. Coins like these are reminders that even the most overlooked change in your pocket can carry incredible secrets. History, error, artistry, all preserved in metal. Thanks for watching today's deep dive into two of America's most valuable modern coins. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a rare coin feature. And tell me, have you ever come across a strange penny or quarter that looked different? Leave a comment below. Your story might be the next one we feature. Until next time, keep hunting, keep flipping those coins, and remember, treasure is everywhere, sometimes even in your pocket. Top 5. We're diving into two of the most fascinating and valuable coins in modern U.S. history: the elusive and highly sought-after 1985 Lincoln penny and the ultra-rare script quarter dollar, a coin so unique it's been known to command prices around $51,000. These two coins may look like everyday change to most people, but to collectors and numismatists, they represent some of the most prized treasures ever minted by the United States Mint. Let's start with the 1985 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny from the mid-1980s, but appearances can be deceiving. The mid-80s were an interesting time for the U.S. Mint, as the penny had already undergone major changes earlier in the decade, including the switch from the traditional copper to the copper-plated zinc composition. But what makes the 1985 penny stand out is a rare and mysterious variety known primarily among seasoned collectors: the 1985 double-die Lincoln cent. Unlike typical pennies, this particular variety features a pronounced doubling on the inscriptions, such as Liberty and the date itself. This doubling is not the usual minor doubling seen on many coins, but a much more distinct and sharp doubling, making the coin visually striking and instantly recognizable to the trained eye. What makes the 1985 double-die penny so valuable is not just its rarity, but the way it challenges the very minting process. Errors like these happen when the coins die. The metal stamp used to strike the coin misaligns or shifts between strikes, resulting in duplicated images or letters. These errors are highly sought after because they are unpredictable, unique, and limited. Collectors prize these coins for their distinct look and the story they tell about minting technology and quality control in the mid-80s. Depending on condition, an authentic 1985 double-die Lincoln penny can fetch prices that range from a few $1,000s to well over $10,000 in top grades. Some rare specimens have sold for tens of thousands in private sales and auctions, but the 1985 Lincoln penny's intrigue doesn't end there. There have also been reports of off-center strikes and other minting anomalies from this year, further adding to the variety of collectible coins from 1985. These unique coins attract numismatists who are always hunting for the rare and unusual. Now, shifting to the second coin on our list, the script quarter dollar. This coin is a numismatic enigma, a quarter unlike any other in circulation, distinguished by its elegant, flowing cursive script for inscriptions where normally bold block letters dominate. The script $quarter is believed to have been produced in very limited quantities, likely as a test or special minting experiment, but the exact origin story remains shrouded in mystery. There are no official mint records that fully explain its creation, which only adds to its allure. This coin features the same iconic design as regular quarters, but the use of a graceful script font for liberty, "In God We Trust," and other inscriptions gives it a completely different character. It's almost as if the coin was meant for a special edition or a presentation set rather than everyday use. Collectors have long sought this coin for its rarity, beauty, and the story it tells about the U.S. Mint's creative processes. When one of these script quarters does appear on the market, it becomes a headline item, selling for as much as $51,000, depending on its condition and provenance. The script $quarter embodies the perfect blend of mystery, artistry, and scarcity. It's a shining example of how small differences in design can turn a simple coin into a priceless treasure. So, why are these coins so valuable? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and story. The 1985 double-die Lincoln penny is a fascinating error coin that reveals the imperfections and complexities of the minting process. The script quarter is a unique and beautifully crafted coin, shrouded in mystery, with a design unlike anything else seen in circulation. Both coins highlight the incredible diversity in U.S. coinage and remind us why collecting coins is about much more than their face value. It's about history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovery. If you're a collector, a casual enthusiast, or someone who loves stories hidden in everyday objects, keep your eyes open. The next coin you find could be a priceless piece of history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into two of America's most valuable coins, please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to keep up with more incredible coin stories. Have you ever found a rare coin like these? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Until next time, keep collecting, keep exploring, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest secrets.